Hello everybody and welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today's review is very different to what I normally do. Everyone that knows me knows that I adore Billie Eilish more than any other artist, and I have adored her for years and years. I haven't been fortunate enough to see her live on tour yet, but I'm hoping she comes soon after COVID leaves or whatever. Given that it dropped yesterday, I'm super excited to review her brand new sophomore album. So this is Kia's Reviews, and this is my review of Billie Eilish's Happier Than Ever record. The first song on Billie's sophomore album is titled Getting Older. Whilst the melody and music aren't upbeat or exciting, this song feels more like a prelude to the rest of the album. It feels as if she's telling a story. The lyrics are very heavy in this song, and I don't know whether it's just me that heard the song this way, but it feels like she wants her listeners to focus on the lyrics in this song. It's a song about sexual harassment and growing up in the music industry. Given that she's changed her image completely since her debut album When We All Fall Asleep, Where Do We Go, this opening song details quite a revealing look at how her life has changed since global fame. It may not become a fan favourite because it's so personal and saddening, but it definitely is a lyrically driven opener for the album. Song number 2 is called I Didn't Change My Number, and I quite enjoyed this song. Billie's ready to give us the album, and therefore we can learn a bit more about her and her past relationships. As seen in her documentary The World's a Little Blurry, she had a very complicated relationship throughout the film. It seems that most of the album is her reflection on that young relationship. This song begins that story in a very deflective manner, and I love that. She isn't crying about this person anymore, she is simply separating herself from him with zero sympathy. It's a short song with a nice beat to it, and it turns out to be really great. I liked hearing Billie have a bit of a fight song with this one, and overall, it's incredibly fun to listen to and dance along with. The third song of her album is called Billie Bossa Nova, and it's a very relaxing song to listen to. It's all about a fantasy fling that she had because Finneas, her brother who produces all of her songs, confirmed that paparazzi are always so insane, so both Billie and him had to act as if there was a mystery person in her life during it all. It's not a song to dissect, but it's definitely got a smooth backing track to it and some nice vocals from Billie. I could see this song being a nice slow dance number at a prom or something. It's got such a good rhythm to it. The first single off this album from nearly a year ago is called My Future. This definitely is one of my favourite Billie songs of all time. I adore the first half's calming, dreamy nature with melancholic and even angelic vocals from Billie, but once it switches into the second half, it becomes the first properly happy and upbeat song of the entire album. I love hearing her sing this live as well as hearing it on the album because it is such a phenomenal song. Hearing her reflect on her past and her future in this song makes for such a beautiful listen, and it's a song I've always recommended to people even if they aren't particularly a Billie Eilish fan. Song number 5 is called Oxytocin. I'm just going to be completely honest about this one. This song is very hot and incredibly sexy. The lyrics aren't dirty per se, but it's very suggestive and sets such an intimate mood from the first few seconds of the track. It continues on the upbeat nature of the end of My Future, but gets right into some really intense lyrics that can definitely make you sweat and even a little nervous when listening to it. It's easily her most sexual song, and even the word oxytocin is quite eye-opening when you know what it means. Hearing her sing like she does in this song, it's very powerful for the listener, and in a way, it's quite seductive. It's going to be so intoxicating live, and if I'm being honest, I wasn't expecting what came with this song. I was taken aback in the best way possible. GOLDWING is the 6th track on the album, and the vocals are breathtaking. She sounds like a church choir in the intro, and then moves into a different vibe entirely for the rest of the song. I don't really have much to say about GOLDWING because it's very short, and there isn't really a lot to the song, so it's just easier to move on to track 7. Lost Cause was the 4th single released before the album became available, and originally, it took me a while to get into it. However, the catchy lyrics, incredible beat, and wonderful music video made the song into so much more of an experience. Now it goes as one of the best songs of the album. With the context of what this album is about, Lost Cause fits right in with the other tracks. The song is directed at an ex-boyfriend of hers, and what makes the music video of both Lost Cause and Your Power so interesting is that the outro of both goes for 22 seconds. Her ex-boyfriend Q was 22 years old, and Billie was only 16 when they dated.
Coincidence? I think not!
Song number 8 is Halley's Comet, and I'll be honest, I cried for the most part of this song. It's a very sweet romantic song that is simply about falling in love. It's quite beautiful and dreamlike, and it's also really perfectly sung by Billie. It's probably the most relatable song on this record because the verses are so personal, yet it's the truth for many people when they feel like they've fallen in love with someone. It's a slow song, but I truly think it's one of Billie's best from her entire career so far. Can she possibly sing this to me, please? The 9th entry in this record is titled Not My Responsibility. Some very lucky fans got the chance to see this live at her Where Do We Go tour in March of 2020. Since COVID forced the tour to be cancelled and eventually scrapped entirely, she then released a video interlude on YouTube, and it painted such a personal picture of Billie. Even though it's not exactly a song, it's a well-written speech that questions a lot of people that critique her. It's powerful and asks the questions that are deep to her. She addresses the issues of the public that have problems with her body image and how people decided that her worth was based on her body. She always used to wear baggy clothes, but with this new chapter, she's taken control of her own body. This is immensely powerful to listen to or even view with its video. For it to just be past the halfway point in the album, it gives the listeners a chance to reflect, and I think Billie's chosen the perfect place to put it in the track list. The 10th song on this album is called Overheated. The music from Not My Responsibility rings out in this song with a good beat, and it works so well musically. By discussing body image in the previous song, the transition to this is all about a paparazzi photograph that went viral recently and sparked a lot of discussion about her appearance. The song really doesn't get interesting lyrically until about halfway through it. Even though it's great that she's using this song to fight against the public talking crap about her physique, and I totally support her making a song like this, the song itself just wasn't memorable, unfortunately. Track 11 is titled Everybody Dies, and it's another slowly paced song. This is another reflective and personal song from Billie on this album. By addressing her worry of abandonment as well as her sentimentality towards death, some of the lyrics really ring out. On her previous album, I Love You was a song that really connected to fans and became quite an emotionally packed song whenever it was performed live. For this album, I think Everybody Dies would get a similar reaction from fans. Hopefully she comes out and tours this album once things start to get back to normal. Your Power is another single that was released before the album, and it's a heartbreaking track. If you haven't heard it yet, please jump straight to it because it breaks my heart every time I listen to it. Once again, this song recounts her relationship in the past and that it was abusive. Fans seem to think that it was about Q from the documentary, but Billie said the song wasn't about anybody specific. I can definitely see this song being so powerful that it hopefully inspires change and, out of anything, true reflection. Lyrically, it's an upsetting song that forces its listeners to have to realise that some relationships are like this nowadays and that it shouldn't be viewed as a normality, but as something that needs to be changed in the world. I really respect her openness with this song to make these points. Song number 13 is another recently released single titled NDA. When I first heard NDA, I really didn't like the use of autotune as an effect on her voice. It's clear by this point that Billie has a strong voice and can sing without autotune, so I can understand that this is a stylistic choice by both her and Finneas. As much as I've grown to like NDA at this point, I still don't like the autotune aspect of the song. However, when reading the lyrics along with the song not long ago, the outro to this is actually quite shocking. When she sings these particular lyrics, I was heartbroken in a different way to how I was heartbroken with Your Power. It's a very confronting outro, but it makes its impact on the listener. The final pre-release single on this album is Therefore I Am. Like NDA, it took a while for me to enjoy listening to the track. It's got a great beat and interesting enough lyrics. I feel like this may be a song that'd be really great to see live amongst the crowd. It doesn't feel like your usual Billie song because it feels very relaxed, and as she's enjoyed making the song, those little laughs she has throughout it make it feel like it's her just joking around a little. In that way, it feels like more of an authentic, fun-loving Billie. I don't know what else to say, but I enjoy listening to Therefore I Am whenever it's on now. The second last song on this album is the title track, Happier Than Ever. We got a little tease of this song in Billie's documentary earlier this year, and to hear it fully mastered and put together now, it's the most impressive song off the record. It's nice to hear her get out the ukulele again after Party Favour on her debut EP, and then 8 on her debut album. Given that this whole album feels like a reflection on her past relationships, this song is incredibly emotional. And then you think it's over after about 2 minutes. But nope. Kicking into the second half is the electric guitar and drums going all out. It becomes this huge revenge anthem that truly rocks, and it's all aimed directly at Q. Billie is getting back at him so perfectly. Read the lyrics, it's her basically saying fuck you and get out of my life, and it just becomes this insane rock anthem that actually suits her so well. This is her revenge song. She gets those screams out like she's been keeping them in for so long. It's so surprising but amazing at the same time. You become engrossed in the rock of the song. This is definitely one of, if not the best Billie song I have ever heard. Impeccably written and wonderfully dance-inducing, this song is immaculate. This is really something you want to crank up the volume to and rock out with. Best song off the album for sure. The final song on Billie's sophomore album is called Male Fantasy. It's a very open and honest song that's incredibly melancholic, a lot like My Future. It's a sweet way to end the album, even though it's a ballad about her reflecting on a recent heartbreak. She highlights the difference between real love and fake love and how sexualizing her body is not what she wants to do. The themes in Not My Responsibility are present in this final song as well. It feels like this could have been the 15th song of the album, and it could have ended with the title track, but I can understand that Billie probably didn't want to end her album on an angry note. Let me get this out of the way before I wrap this review up. Billie Eilish is super talented whether you like her music or not. It is undeniable how amazing she is and how relatable she is. I'm so grateful that I get to grow up with her and her music. She's just perfect to me. Okay, let's wrap this up. It's been a long video. As much as I love the first album of Billie so much, Happier Than Ever is a very impressive second album. This album strikes at different emotions, and Billie makes her listeners feel as if they're along the journey of getting over an ex, as well as reflecting on how that relationship has affected her, but also who she wants to be in the future compared to the past. It's a musical experience worth having. This album seems to be a brutally honest and personal album for Billie. I've listened to the album about 4 times now, and each time it's gotten better. So I'll give Billie Eilish's Happier Than Ever a successful 9 out of 10. I can't wait to see her on tour with this record so I can hear all of these songs live. Hopefully one day I get to meet her. I love you so much, Billie. Thank you all so much for watching my first ever album review. Have you heard Happier Than Ever yet? If you haven't, please find an hour of your time to listen to this in its entirety and let yourself experience this epic journey. You won't regret it. If you have listened to her new album, let me know what you thought of it below. Maybe you're a Billie fan too. As always, be sure to have a look at my previous movie reviews of Snake Eyes G.I. Joe Origins and A Quiet Place Part 2. This has been Kia's Reviews, signing off for now.
Don't forget to like, follow, and obey.